So we have made it to the Puch guide. Step 1, you are playing Puch. You are already in the danger zone. I don't know how you got here. I'm gonna have to go ahead and presume that you misclicked this god. Puch has one of the worst win ratios in all of Conquest. I suppose you thought you were probably playing a siege game, or maybe you thought it was all random, all mid, you were doing some assault action, but you're here, you're Puch mid, you're in a conquest game, you're very scared. What do you do? Well, step 1, you start building them just like everybody else. You get yourself a Mage's Blessing, you get yourself a tier 1 pen item, moving in towards that early game Divine Ruin if you need it. Puch has a lot of built-in anti-heal. It's the one thing he's really got going for him, so you don't inherently have to buy the Divine Ruin. We are against a Yamoja this game, though, so we're probably going to end up getting it. You're going to level your 3 first on Puch for 2 reasons. 1, boy golly, it actually does a good bit of damage, which is great to help out with your jungler's clear, but most importantly, you can use it over that wall, and because it's a bleed, you can run towards the lane and get credit for the speed buff while getting the lane fairly fast. Now, I'm against a Merlin mid. There is no way I'm going to outclear a Merlin, so I'm just going to try to play it as safe as I can. Not give him too much action here. I'm gonna try to let this melee minion get to the wave while those bleed out, so then I can run over to the red buff, make sure I got credit for all of those. I'm going to get my surge second, so I can pick up these bodies and just kind of heal up while I am doing this red buff. We will be getting our 2 second. Our undead surge is gonna throw out 2 Puch zombie bodies that you can pick up to restore HP and mana. That is your passive on Puch. Every ability that you throw, basically, your 1 and your 3 will throw out bodies. Your 3 puts out 1 body. Your 1 puts out 2 bodies. You can pick up those bodies, restore 5% of your maximum health and 3% of your maximum mana. Also, when you pick up a body, it will give you a 2-second reduced cooldown on your undead surge and your corpse explosion, your 1 and 2nd ability. Once you get your, oh my goodness, once you get your 1-2 combo online, you're basically gonna start full clearing the creeps. Puch has lots and lots of damage. It is certainly not the reason why he is considered one of the worst gods in the game. As you can see, you just go ahead, throw down your 1, throw down the 2. It pretty much clears the wave by itself. The more bodies you have out, the more damage your corpse explosion is going to do, which is why we are going to be ranking up our corpse explosion as our first ability to max. Your 2 will be the first ability that we rank up. You'll be getting a point in your ulti every time that you can. Leveling up the 3 this game, 3rd, and our 1 is going to be the ability that we level up last. Quick little fun fact about the 1 that most people on Puch don't realize. Puch 1 works just like Isis Spirit Ball. Just like Isis Spirit Ball. You can cancel it. So I'm going to show you right now. You throw out your 1, that's that max duration. You click it again, it explodes them right there. So if you see that your corpses are going to miss the target, you can explode them early in order to put them in a better position, like if they was going to run past somebody or something of that sort. Reminder, you can use that 3, pick up the body. Hey, you've got a lower cooldown on your 1. How about that? Look at that. How cool. So, Puch thrives. Let's say you really want an opportunity to pick Puch. Incon, when do I pick this god? I know he's bad. I know he suffers from getting ganked by all sorts of characters left and right, but when can I possibly pick him? If you are going to play Puch, you've got your mind set. There's nothing that can stop you. pick our Puch into heavy healing compositions. We're going to back up and work on our cooldown boots. Cooldown is very nice on our Puch. We're going to have the Mage's Blessing cooldown. We're going to have our cooldown boots cooldown, and then we're going to go into a early Spear of Desolation. Why do you pick him against anti-heal? Take a look at his abilities. 1. Your Undead Surge has 40% anti-healing on it for 5 seconds. Your ultimate has 20% anti-healing on it. That stacks up to 3 times. Yes, your ultimate anti-healing and your 1 anti-healing do stack for a potential of 100% anti-healing just from your abilities. Also, on top of that, your 3 also does damage to people if they heal themselves. So not only is your 3 a damage ticking ability, but if somebody heals while your 3 is on them, it will do a bonus damage surge as well as a stun onto the target. It is a 1.5 second stun if they heal, plus an additional amount of burst damage at the end of the duration of the bleed. So our Puch is the anti-heal god of all anti-heal gods, which would make you think that he would get played a lot more right now. Unfortunately, he is super susceptible to ganks, has absolutely no getaway skills. You can jump on your pogo stick, which kind of looks like it gives you extra movement speed, but I promise that it doesn't as much as you would like it to. It is a fascinating skin though, so you've got the aesthetic going for you, which is nice. For your build on our Puch, I like to commit to damage. You're already a squish ball, right? Pop. You're gonna be taking so much damage. I like to kind of role play him like I'm a Zeus. I'm slow, I don't have mobility, but boy golly, I hit hard. You're role playing Rocky when he gets older. You got arthritis, so you can't, so running's out. Let's build us some hurting bombs. That's basically what you're doing with our Puch. You're channeling your inner elder Rocky and you're trying to build some hurting bombs so that you can just get a big fat one shot out. Bye, 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 wards on our Puch. I cannot sing about wards enough when you're playing a character with no getaway. Your only hope ever of surviving a gank is to make sure you see the target coming first so you can get inside of your tower range. Unfortunately, this game, we are against an Ow Puch jungle, which I'm going to be honest for you is probably like top 3 worst junglers I can imagine going against an Ow Puch. Probably the only thing really worse than that is going to be like a Raven Camazotz, who you literally can't even hit with your explosions because they'll just dodge them.
Forget it.
So the Susano is very scary for you to go against, unfortunately. Merlin, we won't really be able to hit with that many explosions. If he plays it right, he is always going to have his flicker up for us. But when people use their getaway abilities, like this Rama just did, you can try to get set up. This is actually awkward. I'm going to pick up these because he's going to have his rollout back up again. That way I can have my slow back up. Hit him with the bleed, keep picking up my bodies to keep building up my slow. He's gonna get his roll up real soon. It will probably not be enough damage. No, it will not, unfortunately. He was able to get away. Hey, but the Thor actually got him underneath the tower. Nice job. Nice work. Okay. Heading back over towards the mid lane. Make sure we go get this red buff. Your combination on Puch that you're looking to do, your perfect world combination is 1, 3, 2. That's going to be your max potential damage. You 1, that's going to slow them. You throw down your 3, that's going to bleed them. You throw down your 2, they get slapped by a bunch of corpses and take a bunch of damage. Now, it's easy to get that combo off on like a PvE camp. That's not going to be moving. When you're fighting other players, it's not very often you get the perfect combo off. I would often recommend throwing out your 1, then your 2. Get some burst damage off with your 1-2 combo, then follow up with the 3 afterwards. If you try to do 1-3-2, oftentimes they're going to get out of range of the camps. They're going to use a getaway skill. You're not going to be able to use your bodies for the maximum explosion damage. If their getaway ability is down, of course, feel free to set yourself up perfectly. But your safe damage combo is going to be 1-2-3. Your max damage combo is going to be 1-3-2. Throw down a little ulti onto this Woojer. We can get some good damage off right here. She actually might get stunned. Merlin might get killed by that combo. We threw the bleed over the wall. Not quite gonna get him. The Woojer heals are just too strong. I've got to be really careful right here. Except for Susano might come back around this way. I'm just going to try to throw a bleed on him. Did he go for a speed buff?
Your left tower is under attack.
He is all the way back here. This is super risky. Whoa! He came back though. I got the bleed on him, unfortunately. He got the Woojer heal, which is going to actually keep him alive. Man, he is sticking around. I'm going to use some bodies. Just try to get my HP back up. Go ahead and use that passive. Stay as high HP as I can. Hit Osiris with a little wombo combo right there. Get some good damage. He's down to half HP. Try to run back over towards him. Your bodies do show up on the minimap. So you can see on the minimap if you have any zombie bodies down on the floor to make them easier to pick up. If you look at the map, you can see the little indicator for them. Woo! That's some damage, baby. Come on, Ganesh, all be enough. Nice job. All right. I am a little bit lucky that I'm against a healer at all, because that is where Puch does get to thrive a little bit. Thor is sitting inside my red buff. Your passive does give you back not only that HP, but mana. So oftentimes if you do the math on it, you might find that actually using an ability like your Surge and picking it up might actually give you more mana back than it costs, which is pretty convenient. It's also a reason why cooldown is so nice on Puch, because you've got built-in flat reduction cooldown from your passive. Building on top of that cooldown means that you can just keep running over these bodies, and you can get your undead surge cooldown down to an extremely low cooldown, which is nice because, you know, it's a big part of your damage and your sustain. So you want to make sure you've got it up as much as humanly possible. You can have up to 6 bodies out on the map at one time. For the most part, this isn't relevant for most of the game until you start getting towards objective play. Once you start getting to the objective stage of the game, it does matter because you can throw down all of these bodies and use them for some really good objective cure. Oh, that is so unfortunate. I'm gonna throw down my ulti here onto the Merlin. I gotta pop some beads. I'm probably dead. That is a horrible interaction that you just witnessed, which is Thor tried to wall off the Merlin, but inadvertently he blocked my bodies, which let the Merlin live. Pretty standard Puch, you know, classic play right there. As far as your actives go, you're gonna be getting beads and an Aegis. Pretty much no exception to that rule. All of the characters without escapes fall into that guideline. You pretty much have to, whether you're playing AMC, Puch, whatever. You're getting beads and Aegis to try to live through as much of the nonsense that you can in order to get your abilities off. Thank you, level 12, so we can back up, get ourselves that Aegis. Our next item that we're going is going to be Doom Orb. If you don't have a getaway skill, your only means of living is basically going to be movement speed. So we're going to be working on a Doom Orb and a Karen's Coin to try to give us some additional movement speed. Help us stay alive in these fights. We're going to... Oh, God, Yamoja, it does hurt. Use my bodies, in this case, purely defensively. Wasn't using them aggressively at all right there. Just using them immediately for some HP sustain. In case I got collapsed on by other members of the team.
Dark rituals.
Puch ultimate is extremely good for Phoenix defenses. It's good around objectives. As far as a generic ulti goes, it's not super good. But it is nice when you get to place it around a Gold Theory Fire Giant, when you get to use it to defend your Phoenix. That is when it thrives. So use it in that situation as much as you can. Merlin Flicker is down. He is stuck right here. This is actually a great time to use my ulti because they were kind of stuck in that little cave right there. It was kind of like an artificial... Once again, these Thor walls are really messing up my undead surges. Rama dashed in, but I can't really get through Yamoja. I'm just gonna start picking up my bodies, get some more sustain online. Kind of waiting for him to jump through this so I can hit him with a little combo. He might finally die to the bleed. No! He's not gonna go down to it. I'm not gonna be able to get out of this, but I can try to burn as many actives, waste as much time as I can. Brings us really close to that Doom Orb. We get the back off for the Aegis. Doom Orb into that Karen's Coin, gonna give us that nice movement speed. After that, we're gonna be committing into even more damage, something along the lines of Rod of Tahuti. Just get big fat burst damage out in online. For Puch in the team fights, there's not a whole lot you can do positioning wise. You can't super be behind walls. You can kind of be behind walls. So here's the deal. Your 1 does not go through walls. It gets body blocked, aka what we saw earlier with the Thor. You can throw your 2 over walls and you can throw your 3. So you can get a nice 3-2 combo off. And your ultimate will also go through walls. So you can set yourself up behind a wall and throw your ulti to have it go through with your 3-2 combo. But without getting your undead surge off, you are really missing out on a lot of damage potential. If you're playing defensively around an objective, it's not a terrible idea to get some defensive bodies online. Throw down a couple of bodies by wherever you're planning to get set up, wherever you're standing. So that way you can have some just there ready for you to go. Particularly around things like Fire Giant. Maybe you have 2 bodies waiting for you, so that way you can throw out your abilities aggressively. But if you need to, you can use your defensive bodies. Yamoja ulti blocking my corpse surge right there. A little Rama snipe on top of everything as well. We're getting some okay damage off in this fight. Gotta start using our bodies for some sustain. My goodness. Susano coming in. Merlin coming in. Whoa, let's not F6. Let's keep this game going. Whoa, let's keep it going. We got our Doom Orb online. Start to get some sentry wards.
Your middle Phoenix is under attack.
What you're really just trying to do is you're trying to catch somebody with their pants down on Puch. You're trying to make sure that if somebody uses a getaway skill, if Rama rolls into a fight, try to throw everything down on top of him. It's pretty easy to get out of Puch combo because it is so... It just beams the combo right to you. Oh, I see the slow-moving corpses coming to me. He's gonna throw out the explosion right after that. I'm gonna make sure to walk this way. It's so telegraphed. Thank you. I'm gonna make sure to use my getaway skill. I'm gonna have my Aegis at the ready. The 2 corpse explosion has a delay on it, so you even get another warning on top of your warning. It's just not very, it's not very sneaky. So something like I was talking about earlier with having the body set up, you could do something just like this. You could have two bodies defensively set up for you. So that way, if you're doing a fire giant fight over here, you're sitting around, you want to, you know, throw out aggressive bodies to make sure that you get damage off around the fire, but you still have those defensive bodies out just in case somebody initiates on you. You can just throw down a quick corpse explosion onto yourself. Maybe not even have to worry about it. It was nice knowing you guys. Thank you, Susano. But this is a big part of the reason why you just don't see Puch play at all. Susano walks in. Susano comes to say hello. Susano uses ultimate. There's literally no counterplay for you to do. Because we're so far behind, we're just gonna kind of lean into utility. We're going to head ourselves into a Spear of Desolation, Gem of Isolation. If you can't necessarily live to get your damage off, you might as well just try to get your ulti off and provide some area control for your team. Especially if you look at the enemy team and they don't have a heavenly agility, it works extra well. This game, they've got 2 heavenly agilities as well as just some generically fast characters, which makes Puch, of course, not the dream. But keep that in mind if you are playing the Puch. If they don't buy Sprint, Gem of Isolation can be surprisingly effective on him because that ulti will continue to proc it over and over and over and over and over again. Unfortunately, a little Yamoja combo, a little Merlin combo. There's just nothing you can do. I did throw out my ulti in my combo, which cleared out all the creeps. So they might have a little bit of a harder time getting this Phoenix without their Rama here. Phoenix defenses are what you're looking for on the Puch. You throw down that ulti, kind of zones them out. Unfortunately, Yamoja ulti is just as good as Puch ultimate in terms of zoning. And everything else about her is just a better character. Doesn't look like we're probably going to get much further than this. And you will find that your Puch games don't get too much further than this. This is a very standard result for an Puch game. He is, in fact, the bottom ranked win ratio god in the game. But if you have to play him, pick him into healers, and try to utilize his ultimate for proper fire giant and Phoenix defenses. But best case scenario, don't misclick on Puch. You really, I promise, you don't want to have to play him. And that is our Puch guide, ladies and gentlemen. The Puch. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. He is such a bad god. He is horrifically bad. But we did it. We got the guide out there. Now you know how to play him if you accidentally misclick on the Puch.